Yo, yo, peace everybody. It's your man, Solar Ray. We back at it again, another beautiful day. Taking them sun rays. Be grateful for the trees, the breath. Be grateful for the fact that you got up today. Be grateful for the Wi-Fi connection. Just be grateful, right? In this conversation and this video, I want to expose why you may not be receiving your gifts, why you may feel blocked up or held back, or things are stagnant, or you just don't know what to do. Well, this is the thing about the universe, is that it's a microcosmic and macrocosmic relationship. Have you ever heard of the term as above, so below? Well, it goes to say that what's happening at the smallest level, that of an atom, is the same thing that's happening on the biggest level, that in the universe. So we're finding that a universe is operating the same way as an atom. So the smallest to the biggest, microcosmic and macrocosmic. Another example, you're an organism with organs, and your cells, you're made of trillions of cells. Well, these cells each have their own organ systems as well. And if you look at your role on the earth, it's almost similar, that every different type of being and species on the earth plays a specific role in the overall nature, the overall ecosystem of the entire planet. So understanding this is key. Why? If you don't trust the universe won't trust you. If you don't trust yourself, then you'll be in a reality where you can't necessarily trust that universe either, if you will. It's a state of mind. It's a state of being. Where are you, right? Where are you at? It doesn't really matter where you're at location-wise. What really matters is where you're at in frequency, because that is the field that will be generated. That is the thoughts that will be available to you. They'll correlate to your frequency. So if you trust the universe, then I'll put it to you like this. You wouldn't question as much. When you trust the universe, why would you question what's going on? Why things are happening? You wouldn't essentially question the universe when you trust it. You can doubt it, which is what we do. I think of a roller coaster. I was thinking of a roller coaster right now. And I was thinking of getting on that roller coaster and how you're trusting that you're going to be okay. You're trusting the park. You're trusting the engineers who made this ride. You're trusting the safety lock. You're trusting the seatbelt as you go through this chaotic ride. And it's like throughout the whole ride, you don't know if you're going to fly out, but you do know you're strapped in, and you just got to trust that you're protected. You just got to trust that you're not in that one random situation where it goes bad. And trusting the universe is kind of like that, because life is a lot like that roller coaster. Life is a lot like that turbulence, that climbing up the hill, not knowing what's going to happen, needing to pay the bill, and then finally going through it, that time coming, and it's just a rush of divinity and how everything plays out perfectly every time. And I think it's so funny to relate it to this roller coaster, because if you don't trust it when it already got your back and you're on that journey, you're going to literally be the only thing left to torture you. Because at this point, if you knew you were safe, if you knew you were protected, if you knew you were okay, you would be able to focus on enjoying. You would be able to focus on finding something to enjoy about that ride. You would be able to throw your hands in the sky and be like, oh, You'd be able to embrace the G-force of the ride. You'd be able to, oh my gosh, let's do that again, because in this life, it's very much like that roller coaster. Now, you can either trust the universe that it got your back or not. Now, here's where it gets crazy, is that we go through things in life, and we make them worse through our perceptions, which we just stated through that example, which we can make them better, which we also know. So when we look at things that show up in our life to appear to be bad, I want you to really ask yourself, what is good or bad? And this takes me to a saying where there's a Chinese man and his son, and they run horses, and they lose their horse, and it's like, what's good or bad? And then they get a bunch of horses, and then everybody's like, oh, good thing. He's like, well, it's not good or bad. Then the son breaks his leg on one of the new horses, and then the military tries to recruit them, and they don't recruit him because the son has a broken leg. So it's like all these events that could seem tragic or beneficial is like, well, what's really good or bad? Is that a good thing? Is it bad? Like, okay, he broke his leg. This seems bad, but if we trust the universe, we can, instead of complaining and crying and worrying and making it worse and resonating on a low frequency in the process of going through that pain already, what one could do is be like, okay, well, what's the message here? I wonder what the universe is trying to say. Maybe it's saying slow down. Maybe it's saying it's not time to move. And by the time the military comes around to recruit old boy and he has a broken leg, it's like, oh man, that's what it was for on the surface. But everything exists in multiple dimensions, including yourself. Yes, there's what you do here in the physical plane, but there's many dimensions of you, just 12. And in these 12 dimensions of you, a dimension is nothing more than a different way of viewing one thing. So look at one thing and be like, okay, there's a physical aspect to it. There's a mental aspect to it. There's a spiritual aspect to it. All right? And how it operates. There's varieties of that. And then you put it together and you can start to realize that things have benefits, pros and cons in different areas. And a pro and con is nothing more than a good or bad. So that's just relative to who you are and where you are. So release the concept of things just working out for you alone or things working against you completely, and just trust the universe and accept that not knowing. Accept that you're not meant to know everything. Okay? Accept that. Know that you're not meant to know everything, and know that what you can do and what you can always control in any given moment is how you feel, is how you think, and is how what you do. That is one thing that you can control at any given moment. So I say all of that to say this: if you do not trust the universe cannot trust you. You will miss opportunities. You will miss the beauty that is right in front of you. If you are sulking, if you are sad, if you don't have the energy to be in your bag. Anytime that I have ever realized that I was in a depressed state, or I was confused or worried or doubtful, it's similar to not trusting the universe. And what happens in those moments is I end up overlooking all the beautiful blessings in my life that I can make use of, all things to be grateful for. And it's like, imagine having and always getting things and just never being satisfied with it. I mean, that's because you may be operating in just one dimension of things, or just a couple dimensions of things, rather than acknowledging and seeing all dimensions of all things, which is reflective of being able to see all dimensions of yourself and connect to yourself in all dimensions as well, and yet alone master yourself in all dimensions. And how do we scale these dimensions? Well, one of the easiest ways to scale the dimensions and the ways that energy cycles in this universe is through astrology. Feel free to book me for an astrology reading. I can go so deep into this of why astrology is such a blessing to have. It's such a key component, an instrument that we can use to navigate into our highest selves and our healthiest selves in this day and age. So hit me up for that. Again, my name is Soular Amore Ray. Look up my music on all platforms. My music is also very healthy. If you ever feel like, to wrap this video up, for the universe to trust you, you have to trust yourself. For you to have this clear vision, and I'm glad we saved this conclusion for the end. To have this clear vision of who you are and what you want to do, this is called intention. When you have consciousness, all right, consciousness will operate in chaos until you give it intention. When you give consciousness intention, or when you give energy intention, it takes form. When you give a wave, which is what energy is, a perception, it takes form to that perception and operates as a particle. So you literally can create your reality in a quantum understanding by literally choosing and being intentful with your own energy, your own life, your own being. And don't try to control the world. Control yourself. Master yourself. Master your own being. Listen to yourself. And there's so many unique ways to do this. There's not any one thing that I could tell anybody to do other than understand who they are so that they can begin to attend to themselves when it comes to maybe working out or studying specific things or pursuing certain energies over others, mastering certain realms, understanding what their gifts are, understanding their weaknesses so that they can fortify them. There's all kind of things that we could use this celestial understanding of life for, and there are people like me who still speak this arcane occult knowledge language. So I'm more than happy to offer my services in many of ways. DM me, contact me if you want to work with me. It's a good idea. And the only people I work with I know is going to be divinely aligned, so that's okay because I trust the universe. So I make sure that I know my purpose, and in my operations with anything and anyone in any day in any place, I'm going to be in alignment with my purpose. If I feel bad, if I feel sad, whatever it is, I'm going to make myself do something in alignment with my purpose. And whenever that happens, I seem to clear up. I seem to become happy again. My soul feels satisfied again. I feel cool. My soul's like back in my body when I'm being myself. When I'm not being myself, I'm not even expressing myself. It's like there's only fake in there, and I have to get that out so that the real me can come in. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you step into your purpose and you start being yourself as much as possible. Guide your energy consciously with intention. All right? Do that in this realm. Do that in the astral realm. Do that when you rest. When you go to sleep, don't fall asleep. Intentionally travel. Create somewhere to go and go there. Choose what you're wearing. Choose what you're about to do. And when you start getting out of chaos, you're going to start assigning specific intent to your astral travel. And you'll begin to use your astral travel to upgrade your spirit, your soul. And when you're back here in this waking reality, you can operate with higher degrees of mastery. So there's a little cheat code for you if you stayed here till the end. But other than that, man, I love y'all. Trust the universe. You know, trusting yourself is one and the same. Trust yourself and the universe can trust you. You don't trust the universe won't trust you. You don't trust yourself, the universe won't trust you. You trust yourself, the universe can trust you. How the universe gonna trust you? You don't even trust yourself. You trust the universe, but you don't trust yourself. Then that's like being on that ride, but still being doubtful and shaky. So you don't even want to play the fence. Do yourself a favor and trust yourself. And in trusting yourself, be able to trust the universe and see the best in all opportunities. Stop trying to understand spirituality and explain spirituality in all these different types of ways. Learn how to integrate it. Instead of trying to explain God in all kind of infinite ways, learn how to see God in all things. Hold it down, y'all. But keep it up. Peace.